It is my great pleasure today to participate in the KIDI GBCOL Insight Seminar, which is an online one. The seminar today will talk about the pharma business in general in the Republic of Iraq. Before I would like to start my presentation, today I would like to have some general comments where, number one, I would like to thank KIDI and the organizers for the help and support they have given me to help me to make this seminar happen today. The second issue is that I would like also to take this opportunity to thank our speakers today from Iraq and to welcome them to our Insight seminar and thank them for their acceptance to our invitation to talk and present the pharma situation in Iraq nowadays. In general, as a second presentation for us will be done by Dr. Shumus Al-Wa'id. Dr. Shumus, she is a PhD woman. She's from Iraq. She's working as an executive director for Bioscope Pharma, which has been a leading distributor in Iraq for pharma, medical device, and cosmetics for a long time. Her presentation will be shared with us as market strategies in the Iraqi pharma market. The third presentation, will be done by Dr. Ahmed Imad Hassan. He is from Iraq and he is an executive board member at Bioscope Pharma, and he is an expert person there in the company in Iraqi government regulations and registration with the Ministry of Health of Iraq. His presentation will take the following title: Regulatory and Registration Process in Iraq. So it's our pleasure that they are going to be with us as an Iraqi expert, two persons, to present the pharma situation there, and hopefully that this Insight seminar can add a good advancement and information to Korea pharma health industry and healthcare in general. I will move now to my presentation, which is the general overview of the pharma market trend in the Republic of Iraq. And in general, I'm going to talk as an overview situation there. The details of the strategy and the details of the regulatory and registration will be done by our respected speakers. So, first of all, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Kemal Hatib. I'm from Turkey. I'm a pharmacist, graduated from Faculty of Pharmacy from Egypt. Then I had the chance to work with Ciba-Geigy as an international Swiss pharma company for 17 years in the Middle East in sales and marketing. After the merge that had happened with Ciba-Geigy and Novartis, the merge brought a new company called Novartis Pharma. I had the opportunity and the chance to work with this company, which is considered an international leading pharma company in the world. I have worked with them for 8 years in the Middle East in sales and marketing. This gives me a full image and understanding to the international business. Then I moved to the Al-Razi Pharmacy Company, who are a distributor for the United Arab Emirates, as a president of the pharma division. This distributor was distributing Roche, the Swiss Pharma international company, Gambro, Baxter, and part of the Pfizer and other companies. And this gave me the chance to understand the other side of the business, which is the distribution. So both working in the international and in the local distribution give me a full picture and idea about the pharma business in the Middle East. How is it made and how is it going? After that, with such an experience, I moved to work in pharma consulting company called Pharma Middle East. I was the managing director there for 4 years in Dubai. And after that, I have joined KIDI with the pharma and biopharma global team for the Middle East and MENA region. For the last 10 years, I'm working with KIDI, and it was a good chance for me to have the opportunity to introduce to the Asian pharma market, the Korean one. We will start by a general introduction to understand the country that we are talking about. Looking at the map, we could see that Iraq has got a very special positioning in the Middle East countries. It is in the middle between Asia, Africa, and Europe. And this country has a border with Turkey, Iran, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, Jordan, and Syria. The country of Iraq is called the Republic of Iraq, and its capital is Baghdad, and the country is located in western side of Asia. The Iraqi population in 2023 is expected to be over 43 million, which shows to us that the population in Iraq is really big, and the potential is also good within the countries of the Middle East if we are considering Iraq as an active country for making business. The attractive point of Iraq actually is a strong oil and gas producer. Its capacity is 4 million barrels per day, and this is going to be achieved in 2023. And this is the start where Iraq can manage to export 5 million barrels, and this is their target in the coming 5 years. Actually, this shows to every one of us the capacity and the financial capacity of the country in being able to finance and do business and spend money on its nation. Iraq GDP, as a result, in billion US dollar is 267.8 in 2023, and is estimated to reach 320.1 billion US dollar as reported in 2028. And this shows to you that the country is going slowly in a good income from the oil production and oil selling. Accordingly, if we look at the GDP per capita in 2023 is $6,180 US dollar, which makes Iraq really an acceptable GDP country in the region of the Middle East. Current health expenditure in Iraq as a percentage of their GDP is 5%, which has improved a lot from the previous records that has been estimated before. And still this 5% also needs to be improved more, and this can show to you that the growing potential of this country in the near future. Iraq has an autonomous region on its border called Iraqi Kurdistan, which has a population of 6 million people who speak a different language from the Arabic, which is called the Kurdish language. The pharmaceutical market in Iraq is expected to value between 3.5 and $4 billion in 2023, and this is really a good number compared to the countries into the Middle East. And the good thing is that the Iraqi government nowadays is focusing on healthcare improvement and infrastructure, and this all can show you as an introduction the country is really ready for improvement, for development, for showing a good business in the coming time, and we have to be really ready to take the chance and to be among the companies that has achieved their target there and show their presence in the same time. And this is what makes me trying to invite the Korean pharma companies to start looking for an Iraq as an opportunity in the same time. We'll talk about Iraq pharmaceutical market structure in general. The Iraq pharmaceutical structure is divided into two sectors. The first sector is the private sector, and this is driven by the contribution of local and international companies and their representatives as a distributor in the country. And as a private sector, there is a distributor who will sell to the pharmacies and the clinics and to the hospitals there, and the business will go into the private sector as usual. The government sector, this is led by the state company for marketing drugs and medical appliances, and this is called Kimadia. Kimadia is very important for the government sector. It's very important if you would like to have a chance to participate into the tender and to be part of the awardation of a tender to you. MOH has registered 8,600 trade drugs in Iraq. The country has locally 28 national pharmaceutical manufacturing facilities. The Iraqi pharma market in 2023 is expected to be worth $3.5 to $4 billion, according to Business Monitor International. A look to that concludes to us that the pharma market is currently growing at a rate of 10% per year, which is really very encouraging business opportunity in the Middle East. The split between the private and the public sector, which is the government, is 50 to 50%. And this would show to us the importance of focus on the private with its own strategy and products, and also to focus with our products as a company on the government sector with its strategy and products in the same time. To my understanding, there should be two different strategies when you tackle the business in Iraq, one for the private and one for the government, and also referring to the product portfolio that you are going to use or you are going to sell in Iraq itself. The MOH ambitious plans to develop the health sector by establishing the following: a more reliable regulatory framework, and this is what Ministry of Health is looking for nowadays in order to improve the regulatory system. The second thing, facilitating international investments. Iraq needs support and help as coming out of a war and instability now into a stable, relatively stable situation now. They are looking for the support from international investment and that will help them to overcome certain difficulties that they face nowadays. Implementing more effective governing practice to attract the international investment in this sector in Iraq. If we have a look here on the private sector, it's a growing market with an annual growth of not less than a 10% increase, which is very attractive. Example of a top 10 pharma companies' sales in 2023, private sector in US dollars. And we can see from the graph, and we can conclude certain conclusions referring to the private market. In general, if we look here, this is the first ranking 10 companies in Q1 2023. And if we look at them, company number 1 is Pioneer. This is an Iraqi company, and it is a generic company. Company number 2 is AstraZeneca. It's an international company. Company number 2, Agenta Pharma. It's an Indian generic company. Asino is an international pharma company. Sanofi is an international pharma company. This is Microlabs, is an Indian pharma generic company. Julfar is a pharma generic company from United Arab Emirates. Pharma International is a generic Jordanian pharma company. Number 9, Al-Hikma or Hikma is a generic Jordanian pharma company. And number 10, Jamjum is a Saudi generic pharma company. We could see that the pharma market as a 10 companies, 3 companies of them are from the international, and the other 7 companies are all generic companies. The opportunity is really strong and big, and the opportunity is open. We can see that Indian company has got a chance. United Arab Emirates company has got a chance. Jordanian company has got a chance. Saudi companies has got a chance. So generic business, pharma industry has got a good chance to compete and to be present in such a growing good market in the same time. If we look on the other side, we can see the sales achievement. The sales achievement per quarter, Pioneer achieved $30 million. It's really a good achievement. If we look at AstraZeneca, it's below $20 million. If we look at the Jamjum, it is around $12 or $13 million. So the market looks attractive, looks big, looks with good opportunity, but needs a good planning, and it needs from you to look at the volume rather than the profit on volume, rather than the profit per pack. So this is an important thing. It needs to be taken in consideration. And my intention from showing you these slides, giving you the chance to see how the private sector is going and is developing and is structured in the same time. If we look now to analyze the situation, we talked about the ranking of companies. Now we have the top 5 therapeutic groups in the private sector, and this is in the units in Q4 2022 in the Iraqi market. The first therapeutic segment is the non-narcotic analgesics. In the 4th quarter, they sold 16,600,000 units. The cephalosporin comes the second therapeutic biggest group, which is an antibiotics in the private sector. And in the Q3 2022, they have sold 12,300,000 units. The third therapeutic group in the market was the non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, and the sales was 11,200,000 units. If we look at the anti-ulcer, which was the 4th therapeutic group, in the private sector of Iraq, the sales was 6,700,000 units. Then the last group was the penicillin groups. It is the amoxicillin group or penicillin groups. This is the antibiotics, which has shown also a very good sales of 6 million units sales in quarter 4 2002 in general. This shows to you that there is a certain therapeutic groups that are leading the market, and there is also a good opportunity for having the chance to share and participate with these therapeutic groups and find the chance to be within them to get the opportunity in the Iraqi private market in the same time. I would like to move to the drug distribution chain in Iraq. The drugs and medicines in Iraq can be purchased from different entities. A, from the manufacturer in Iraq in case of big quantity. Or second thing, from scientific offices or bureau. Usually in Iraq, those scientific offices or bureau are the only allowed or licensed by the government to be the sole distributor of the imported drug, which was chosen by the manufacturer. If the Korean company choose a distributor, it should be with a scientific office in Iraq or with a scientific bureau in Iraq. Those are the licensed by the government to be what's called a sole distributor of the imported drug. Those scientific offices and bureaus, they import the drug and distribute it in the country to pharmacy, drugstores, and hospitals. In Iraq, there is what's called the drugstores, and maybe you will hear it in your meetings and discussions with the Iraqi scientific offices and Iraqi pharma business. They call it the madhar. This is a drugstore that the scientific office or the bureau can sell to them, and they can sell in remote areas of the country. In certain areas of the country, they take the responsibility of distributing the product, being efficient and effective in doing that. The drugstores, the madhar, are distributed in the country, in the remote region of Iraq, and they play an active role in making sales and achievement in the same time. So this is the drug distribution chain in the Republic of Iraq. If we move now to the government sector, the sector here includes the government purchase of medicine, medical devices, medical equipment, laboratory needs, and consumables to the government hospital into the country. Purchase is usually done by tenders, and pharma companies can quote their prices. The best price with other advantages are taken in consideration in the awardation of the items. There is in Iraq a national drug list for the government sector hospitals and outlets, and this should be also taken in consideration while participating into a government tender. These are the drugs that is chosen by a committee to be used in the governmental sector of the country of Iraq by the doctors there and dispensed by the pharmacist. Not all the drugs are available, only those that are available in the national drug list. If there is a new innovative drug or a new drug needs to be introduced, there is always every year a committees that discuss and evaluate, and if they found the drug is useful for the patient, economically acceptable by the spending of the government, they would recommend to include it to the national drug list. Kimadia is a state company that leads this scenario, and they are responsible for the registration, and they are responsible for it completely. And registration is a must with it to participate in the tender. Ministry of Health doubled its purchasing budget for 2023 concerning the healthcare needs. The Iraqi market has comparatively a high to moderate purchasing power, and I can say to a certain extent high, but it's a moderate purchasing power. Government nowadays is paying great attention to developing the healthcare sector and the infrastructure, healthcare facilities like hospitals and specialized centers in the country to serve the nation and to help improve the health services by the government to the people of Iraq. Quick look at the registration in Iraq. The good news is that Korean GMP and Korean FDA certificates from the local authorities here in Korea are well accepted by the Ministry of Health of Iraq authorities, with no need for facility inspection from 2023, and Korea is considered as classified a country. This is a big advantage, and this opens the door for the Korean pharma companies and products and medical devices for registration in Iraq without the hassle of passing through the inspection process. This is a good business opportunity for Korean pharma industry, and I do encourage that the focus in Iraq and take the opportunity now for the registration to happen as easy as possible nowadays. Registration of pharma company and products with MOH is a must to sell and market them in the Iraqi pharma market. It's a must. You have to have both the company and the product registration. Requirements for site registration and product registration are available with us upon request. Registration is valid for 5 years. Renewal of it is needed after that. Fast-track registration is available in Iraq for all the products, but the fee is $4,200. The products that are still within the intellectual property right patency are granted protection for only 7 years from the date of taking it from the international certificates of the invention, means the approval. And during this period, no product is registered in the country. Still, Iraq's regulatory system is simple and easy for the registration of pharma products and for pharma companies and their products compared with the other Middle East countries and GCC countries, and this is a good opportunity nowadays. Iraq pharmaceutical market opportunity. The political and security condition in Iraq have improved significantly over the past few years, and this led to significant growth in the Iraqi economy, driven mainly by the increase in oil export over the last few years. And as a result, the GDP has grown to $267.89 billion by 2023. However, the Iraqi healthcare sector will have the opportunity to improve in both infrastructure and the services that they do offer to their people. Here is a great opportunity for different segments of healthcare and pharmaceutical market to grow significantly there and to find the chance there. If we look at the table here, it's a comparison between 2010 and the 2020. MENA region is in terms of the healthcare, annual healthcare expenditure, percentage GDP, and this is from the World Bank information. In 2010, MENA region was 4.5%. Iraq was 3.23%. 2020, now 2020, the Iraq has advanced well. The MENA region is now 5.92%, and the Iraq has advanced very well into 5.08%. Such an improvement shows to you that the spending in the healthcare industry and the pharma industry is really strong by the government and supported by the government. Industry report expect that Iraq pharmaceutical market will continue to grow and the expansion to reach a 3.5 to 4 billion US dollar in 2023. So these are good points that shows you the jump that Iraq made in the annual healthcare expenditure percentage to GDP, comparing it with MENA region and comparing it with MENA region. For international pharma companies to succeed in Iraq, the following needs to be addressed. Must have a balanced strategy between government and private sector. And as I have mentioned, there should be two different strategies when you plan to go to Iraq. What are you going to do in the government? You have to have also a better understanding of the business in the government. How can you also compete and be in, and how can you succeed? The private sector is the same thing. You have to have a special strategy, special product portfolio, and how you will be able to proceed with sales, push for sales, and make a follow-up. These are very important to be taken in consideration for the success. Sorry for that. Long-term supply contract to the government sector, especially with key media, in volume and price, is an important issue to take a chance between the companies and the government sector through key media. Choosing the right and reliable scientific office as a distributor in the country. And this is a key success, actually, for all companies that are willing to succeed in Iraq. To have your own sales team or regional manager or sales manager or business development manager in order to follow up on the progress of the sales in Iraq and also in the region is must, because follow-ups are important in order to achieve the objective we have put in our plan for the future of the business. I would like to thank you very much for listening to my presentation, and hopefully that we can give you a fruitful idea and good ideas about the pharma industry in Iraq. Thank you very much and best regards.
Good day, this is Dr. Shumus Al-Wa'ad, Executive Director of Bioscope Medical and Anwar Baghdad Scientific Bureau. Bioscope Medical is a leading company in the healthcare business based in the Republic of Iraq, licensed by the Iraqi Ministry of Trade. Anwar Baghdad Scientific Bureau, which is established in 2005 in Republic of Iraq with a registration number 935. Anwar Baghdad is legalized by the Syndicate of Iraqi Pharmacists and the Iraqi Ministry of Health to import, distribute, and marketing of pharmaceutical products in Iraq's territories. Lecture today about pharmaceutical marketing strategy in Republic of Iraq. Table of contact, introduction, registration and licensing, national good distribution practice, medical representatives, education and awareness program, physician samples, and key opinion leader engagement. Introduction. Iraq is considered one of the biggest markets in the Arab area. regarding the medical and healthcare business, and most of the domestic needs of pharmaceutical and medical needs are depends on external and international source. The annual volume of pharmaceuticals business in Iraq is range between 4 to 5 billion US dollar, which is expected to increase in the 5 coming years due to noticeable increase in population, about 43.5 million. According to the last residential census in 2021. In 2023, governmental budget allocation for the Ministry of Health is estimation at 8.5 billion, which is represented 5% of the total governmental budget. The pharmaceutical market in Iraq consists of two sectors, private and governmental. The private sector depends mainly on external import from international pharma manufacturer side and their representative in Iraqi from local distributor. Regarding the governmental sector, it is led by the State Company of Marketing Medicine and Medical Supplies, Kimadia. It is an agency established in 1946, responsible for public sector procurement. Kimadia procures medicine and medical appliance for public facility in all 18 provinces. Most of the Kimadia business performed by the tender, which are announced on official website regularly. Figure 1 shows the distribution category in the private sector, which started from manufacturer sites outside of Iraq or inside Iraq, then to the scientific bureau, and then to drug warehouse or wholesalers, then to the private pharmacies or clinic, private hospital or public hospital. Otherwise, the manufacturer site can be dealing directly with the Kimadia in the governmental sector or public sector. Then the Kimadia dealing directly with the directorates of public health, and then primary health care center and public and also public hospital. Population covered by public health service. All Iraqi people are covered by the public health service. In other words, everyone is eligible for public health service that are heavily subsidized by the government. The government owns all healthcare facilities in Iraq in the public sector, and all healthcare providers working there are governmental employees receiving monthly salaries. According to the annual Ministry of Health statistical reports, there were 30 million patient visits to the primary public healthcare facility across the 18 provinces in 2019. On the other hand, secondary and tertiary healthcare facility serve about 63 million of outpatient and about 3 million inpatient in the same year. Now, we talk about the pharmaceutical marketing strategy in Iraq, which may include, first of all, registration and licensing. The first step to start the distribution of pharmaceuticals in the Republic of Iraq is registration of the manufacturer site. Pharmaceutical companies must comply with the registration and licensing requirements set by the Iraqi Ministry of Health to marketing their product in Iraq. The Law of Practicing Pharmacy Professions number 14 for 1970 requires marketing authorization registration for all medical products on the market. The Registration Department, DTA, in Iraqi Ministry of Health is responsible for the registration of medical products for both private and public sector, whether they are produced nationally or internationally. According to the Registration Department regulations, information on registered medical products should be recorded, reviewed, and updated every 5 years by the Registration Department. If any scientific bureau or pharmaceutical company fail to send update information after 5 years of registration, their registration will be cancelled, revoked automatically. Secondly, National Good Distribution Practice, GDP. In Iraq, the facilities which are authorized to import and distribute for the private sector pharmaceutical and medical products are the scientific bureaus, which is in turn supply the wholesaler and the drugstores. The Iraqi Ministry of Health has a specific standard for non-governmental facility to comply with the Good Distribution Practice, GTP, and Good Storage Practice, GSP. The Ministry of Health inspection is conducted regularly on a private facility, scientific bureaus, to ensure compliance with the GSP. On the other hand, the Iraqi National Center for Drug Control Research, NCDCR, has to assess the quality of a product, and the products are also reported the storage condition during their sampling visits to the storage site before giving release permission. 3. The medical representative. One of the important strategies for marketing in Iraq is hiring medical representatives. Scientific bureaus often employ medical representatives to visit physicians, clinics, and public pharmacies to promote their products. These representatives provide information about the product and answer any question healthcare professionals may have. The medical representatives play an important role in distribution of items in all Iraq territory. Usually, the scientific bureaus hired between 20 to 30 representatives for each item to cover all the Iraqi governance. 4. The Education and Awareness Program. Education and awareness program in Iraqi pharmaceutical business play a crucial role in informing healthcare professionals, patients, and public about important medical information, treatment options, and safety measures associated with the medication. Online resources and patient education material to ensure accurate and up-to-date information is readily available. Distributors in Iraq usually collaborate with the supplier company to make sure for achieving the education and awareness program, which is mainly include 1. Healthcare professional training, offering workshops, seminars, and webinars to educate healthcare providers about a new medication, treatment guideline, and best practice for prescribed and administering drugs. Patient education, creating informative materials, brochure and video and website to help patients understand their condition, treatment option, potential side effects, and how to use medication correctly. 3. Public awareness campaign. Launch campaign to raise public awareness about specific health issues, disease, and the importance of seeking appropriate medical care. 4. Online resources. Develop user-friendly websites, apps, and online platforms to provide easy, accessible information about medication, health condition, and the treatment options, and to assist the pharmacies and patients easily found the location of the product available with. 5. Community engagement. Engaging with the local community through health fairs, workshops, and information season to promote health education and awareness, and sponsorship of the medical conference and exhibition. 6. Continuing medical education, CME, providing accredited educational opportunities for healthcare professionals to stay updated on the latest development in pharmaceuticals, medical practice, and public hospitals. This program aims to empower both healthcare professionals and patients with the knowledge they need to make informed decisions and promote better health outcomes, which is also ensure the profit maximum annual profit and the product sellability. Number 5, providing free of charge of OC items. This is very important to provide the physician and pharmacy with the free of charge items, which is considered one of the most important marketing protocol in Iraq. The FOC quantity determines the sale volume for the item. Usually in Iraq pharma market, the pharmacy earns 20 to 30% of free of charge with each order from the wholesaler. Providing free of charge medication sample to physician and to pharmacy can offer similar benefit for the pharmaceutical business in Iraq. 1. Product awareness and trial. Samples allow healthcare professionals and pharmacies to become familiar with the item firsthand. This can lead to higher chance of them to prescribe or recommending the product to the patient. 2. Efficiency demonstration. Sample provide an opportunity to showcase the effectiveness of the item. When physicians witness positive patient outcome with the samples, they may be more likely to trust and advocate for the product. 3. Patient engagement. Free samples can engage patients by giving them a chance to try the product before committing to a full prescription. This can lead to improved patient adherence and satisfaction. 4. Relationship building. Supplying samples foster a positive relationship between the company and the representative with the healthcare provider. This relationship can lead to increased loyalty and willingness to cooperate on educational initiatives. 5. Patient assistance. Samples can serve as a temporary solution for patients facing financial difficulties, allowing them to start treatment while working on obtaining a prescription in the private sector. Also, some company and distributor in Iraq organize donation campaign to public hospital, especially in area with limited income population. Also, donation for refugee agencies and NGO organizations like IRSCS. 6. Competitive edge. Offering samples can differentiate the brand from competitor and make a lasting impression on healthcare professionals, potentially leading to preference for the product. 7. Data collection feedback. Distributing sample in Iraq enable the distributor to gather valuable data on medication usage, patient response, and potential side effects. This feedback can inform future marketing and development strategies. 6. Key opinion leader. In Iraq pharma business, collaborating with respected healthcare professionals or physicians is crucial to endorse product and gain credibility in the market. The key opinion leaders serve as an influential bridge between the pharmaceutical industry and medical community and patient. The key opinion leader play a significant role in pharmaceutical business as influential figure within the medical and healthcare community who can impact treatment practices, guideline distributors, and supplier in Iraq. Contract with the key opinion leader for the below reason. 1. Expertise and authority. The key opinion leader are respected experts in their respective fields, possessing deep knowledge and experience. Their opinion and recommendation carry weight and credibility among peers, healthcare professional, and even patient. 3. Education and training. They often contribute to medical education by delivering lectures, conduct workshop, and writing article or textbook. The key opinion leader in Iraq help disseminate new research finding and advancement to the broader medical community. 4. Clinical trial and research. The key opinion leader can serve as principal investigator in the clinical trial, lending their expertise to research initiatives. Their involvement enhances the legitimacy and the quality of the studies. 5. Product development and testing. Iraqi pharmaceutical company cooperate with the co-opinion leader before the product enter in the market, seeking their input on drug design, efficiency, safety, and potential clinical application. 6. Through thought leadership. The key opinion leader drive discussions on emerging trends, technologies, and treatment. They contribute to shaping the business future form to the company. 7. Peer-to-peer communication. The key opinion leader facilitates peer-to-peer communication with the medical community, sharing insight, experiences, and best practicing among colleagues. 8. Advisory roles. They may serve on advisory board for pharmaceutical company, providing strategic input and critical feedback on drug development, marketing strategy, and medical education initiatives. 9. Networking. The key opinion leader builds a strong professional network connecting with the fellow experts and researchers. This network can be leveraged for collaborating and knowledge exchange. Participate in international conferences and fairs as the brand ambassadors. It is important for pharmaceutical companies to be aware of the specific regulation in Iraq and maintain compliance with the local law and requirement to conduct their marketing activity effectively and responsibly. Thank you so much for your listening and hope you enjoy our lecture.
Good day, this is Dr. Ahmed Al-Wa'ad. I'm a dentist by profession. I have MSc from King's College London, UK. I'm also the regional manager of Bioscope Medical in Iraq. Our group consists of two organizations. We have Bioscope Medical and Anwar Baghdad Scientific Bureau. Our main business is the import, marketing, and distribution of pharmaceuticals and medical products inside the Republic of Iraq. Our scope of work includes both private and government sectors, and we are marketing and distributing more than 500 items of different medical and pharmaceuticals categories. My presentation today will be about the registration of pharmaceuticals in Iraq. According to the pharmaceutical regulations in Iraq, a pharmaceutical product cannot be marketed unless it's being registered. Registration should be done by manufacturers, marketing authorization holders, which are scientific bureaus, and contract manufacturers. Pharmaceutical regulations in Iraq are the responsibility of Ministry of Health, which implements regulations similar to many emerging markets. Within the Ministry of Health, we have 4 directorates which are involved in the regulation of medicines. We have the Directorate of the Technical Affairs, DTA, and the State Company for Marketing Drugs and Medical Appliance, KIMADIA, Directorate of Public Health, and the Directorate of Inspection. Pharmaceutical companies and products must be registered within the DTA. The registration department within the DTA is responsible for registration, marketing authorization of pharmaceutical companies and medical products for both private and public sectors in Iraq. The DTA has the following functions as the medical regulatory authority in Iraq: approving medicines, vaccines, issuing marketing authorization, regulatory inspections, granting import and manufacture licenses, laboratory testing, quality control and assurance, and controlling the release of medicines to the market and pharmacovigilance. The DTA regulates and is responsible for the following products in Iraq: medicines, biotherapeutics, vaccines, blood and blood components, herbal and traditional medicines, food supplements, medical devices, and diagnostic and narcotics. The DTA consists of these directorates. The DTA consists of these sections. First, we have the National Committee for Selection of Herbal Medicines and Food Supplements. We have NCDS, which is National Committee of Drug Selection. We have Registration Department. We have the NCDCR, which is National Center for Drug Control and Research. And we have the Pharmacy Department. For a Registration Department, it consists of manufacturers, pricing, and products. And for Pharmacy Department, we have local manufacturers. We have Iraqi pharmacovigilance center. We have import licensing, public pharmacy servicing, and pharmacy therapeutics committee. So this is the framework, let's say, of the DTA and their scope of work. Regarding registration process, it consists of 2 parts. We have manufacturer site registration and we have product registration. First, for registration of pharmaceutical manufacturer sites, it's been divided into 3 groups, okay? These groups, like they made it into Group A, Group B, and Group C. This is for pricing. Group A has the higher price, and Group C has the lowest price. For Group A, it consists of manufacturers from countries USA, UK, Switzerland, Japan, South Korea, Australia, Canada, France, Germany, Sweden, Denmark, the Netherlands, Portugal, Norway, Belgium, Finland, Austria, Ireland, Italy, Spain, Cyprus, Greece, Saudi Arabia, Jordan, Turkey, and Iran. In category A or Group A, the manufacturer side, they don't need for registration department teams inspection. So there is no need, like for the Ministry of Health, to send a team to the manufacturer side for inspection. Okay, we have Group B countries, which consist of Bulgaria, Russia, Kuwait, UAE, Poland, Qatar, India, China, Egypt, Bahrain, Oman, Tunisia, Morocco, Lithuania, Malta, Czech Republic, Hungary, Estonia, Croatia, Romania, Belarus, Luxembourg, Slovenia, Slovakia, Latvia, and Lebanon. For Group C is other countries that not mentioned in Group A and B. One important thing that there will be an inspection visit for sites in Group B and Group C categories. There has to be the Ministry of Health, they have to send an inspection team. But there will be no inspection if a company of the CPP for at least of two, when like at least two of its products is being released from one of the following authorities: EMA, SWISS, MEDIC, MHRA, TGA, GCC, FDA, and MHLW. Documentation needs for registration of pharmaceutical sites. First, we need authorization letter from the manufacturer site to their agent in Iraq, which is the scientific bureau. This authorization letter should be legalized from the Iraqi embassy in the country of origin, Ministry of Foreign Affairs in the country of origin, and Chamber of Commerce. Also, company registration form, Appendix 3, is needed. It should be filled in one copy and signed stamp on each page. 3, good manufacturer practice, GMP, should be legalized by the Iraqi embassy in the country of origin, Ministry of Foreign Affairs in the country of origin. Also, establishment certificates should be legalized by the following authorities: also Iraqi embassy in the country of origin and Ministry of Foreign Affairs in the country of origin. Site master file with map layout printed in A3 paper, signed and stamped. Certificate of pharmaceutical product, CPP, for one product for each production line, legalized from the country of origin. An important thing in registration in Iraq, which is boycott letter, mentioning that there are no raw materials from Israel origin. It is acceptable like to simply specify the country of origin of raw materials, but this certificate should be signed and stamped by the company itself. Now, documents required for product registration after we register the site or the company. Now for the products, the registration form, Appendix 5, should be filled, stamped, and signed by the company. CPP issued by health authority of the country of origin of the manufacturer, legalized officially by Ministry of Health, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and Iraqi embassy in the country of origin. The CPP should include number and date of registration of the product is freely sold in the country of origin according to WHO form. Products that are not marketed in the country of origin but available in other countries should provide submission of an approval certificate from one of the following authorities: FDA, HBFB, EMEA, MHRA, EU, MHLW, or GCC. Also needed, a formula of the product original should be stamped by manufacturers. Specifications of the finished product certified by quality assurance or QC, legalized by the health authority. Also, we need certificate of analysis for the finished product, COA. Quantities and specifications of both active and non-active ingredients, which should be according to the latest edition of either BP, EP, USB, or Japanese. If the product is non-pharmacopoeial, submit internal specification. We need also, there should be submission of the primary and secondary packing specifications, along with cooler photograph and internal leaflet, both in Arabic and English. list including countries where the item been registered, including the number and date of registrations. Bioavailability or bioequivalence study with number of volunteers should be from 18 to 24 for the items in Appendix 6 published by the DTA. A certificate stating that gelatin and other components are none of pork origin and that these components are free from contamination with BSE. A certificate stating the safety of blood products from HIV, HAV, HDV, HCV, HBS. Test control methods are used to assure that the blood was tested and pooled. In addition to the above-mentioned requirements, firms producing oral liquid containing propylene glycol must submit a certificate that there is no contamination with diethylene glycol in the raw materials used in the production of these products. If alcohol is being used in the formula, specify the percentage and state the reasons for such percentage. Any scientific studies, pharmacological, clinical, toxicological, and antidote studies must be submitted for new chemical entity drugs. Stability studies should be stamped by manufacturers. For long study shelf life in 30 degrees centigrade and humidity 65% for 3 batches, and accelerated study in 40 degrees centigrade and humidity 75% for 3 batches over 6 months. While in the case that there is not possible to provide a study in 30 degrees centigrade, an integrated stability study is presented at a temperature of 25 degrees centigrade, and the life of the product is given as follows. When a 5-year study is submitted, the shelf life of the product is given 3 years. When a 3-year study is submitted, the shelf life of product is given 2 years. While when submitting 2 years or less, the same shelf life is given. Original price certificates legalized officially, which includes the following: EX factory price, cost, insurance, freight, price for Iraq in USD, Euro, or GBP, CIF for Iraq's neighboring countries if sold there in USD, Euro, or GBP, CIF for European countries if sold there in USD, Euro, or GBP, a copy of GMP or certificate of stability of raw materials. We should also submit the primary and secondary packing certificates along with cooler photograph and an internal leaflet in Arabic and English, and also 2 valid samples of the product. Important notes should be highlighted. For over-the-counter drugs, there is no need for bioavailability or bioequivalent studies. Registration of pharmaceutical product is valid for 5 years. Okay. A new registration file for registered product should be submitted prior to major modifications to the formulation, manufacturing process, or method of preparation. While when there is only minor modifications, only notification with samples is required. The registration department implemented the fast-track registration in February 2019 to accelerate the registration of urgently needed medications. Fast-track registration allows for pharmaceutical products that have approval certificates from creditable health organizations like FDA, EMA, or any of the medicines authorities listed earlier to have a temporary registration and receive import license within 2 months. Fast-track registration requires 7 documents about a newly approved medicines: certificate of pharmaceutical products, characteristics, composition, analytical methods, stability study, price certificate, and samples. However, for regular registration pathway, it takes about a year to process all required documents. NCDS, the National Committee for Drug Selection. It's responsible for selecting medicines and vaccines for the National Essential Medicine List, EML, and Comprehensive Medicines List. The National EML contains medicines and vaccines that are allowed to be available for both public health, for the public health care sector. The EML has 3 levels, level 1, 2, and 3. As of June, 23rd of June 2020, 1,105 medicines and vaccines were included in the EML, but only 554 of them were at level 1. The 3 levels refer to the need to be available for public healthcare settings, hospitals, and primary healthcare centers. The 3 levels include different medications from each pharmacological group and class. Level 1 medications are the most cost-effective ones. Okay. On the other hand, the comprehensive drug list includes 3,700 essential and non-essential medicines as of June 23, 2020. Some medicines are approved for the comprehensive list, but not for the essential list. These medicines can be made available for private sector only. Tendering procedure. In the Republic of Iraq, international companies intending to become involved in the tender system must register with the Iraqi Ministry of Trade and Ministry of Health. Okay, the majority of tenders are issued by state company for importation and distribution drugs and medical applies, what we call KIMADIA, and announced on the official website. Prior of making a bid, it is recommended that providers make known their advantages over competitors. This is very important. Delivery schedule and commercial terms. Moreover, it is advantageous for the bid to be straightforward. It is essential to attend a bid opening and to act immediately if awarded the contract. If the contract is not awarded, there is an opportunity to protest, but this is limited to a 10-day window. I hope that I covered the registration procedure of pharmaceuticals and medicines in Iraq. Thank you for your listening.